Hey, good afternoon from Benakawan, Bagak, Philippines. It's the 29th of October. It is a Sunday. I'm all alone here. They had karate, and tomorrow is the barangay vote, so Diana's just going to stay down in Cantaning tonight. So, nice quiet day, no workers here. Just me and my allergies, which have been kicking my butt. But I'm using the stick my buddy gave me along with the microphone, so I figure I better use it so he knows that I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much, Aki. Thank you. So I'm just going to walk around. It's been about, I don't know, 4 days since I did a video. Get you guys caught up on what they've done this week. We've actually had a full crew out here this week. We had a couple guys working in the garage on my loft, and then about 6 guys out here working on the caboo, doing some work on the CR and the sink, and they're running barbed wire. So I will show you what all has been done. You know I'm not very good at this editing thing, so we'll see how this works out. Well, all right, to start off with, I will show you the fence. They're running 6 strands of barbed wire, and it goes all the way down to the creek, and then it'll come back up this way. I got some trees already planted along the boundaries. Get them growing. They're all either fruit, they're all fruit trees, excuse me. And then we got to get that pile. That's coconut and sandtole. That was cut out of the yard here about 3 weeks ago. And Diana found somebody that wants the wood. I just want to get it out of here because I don't need a nice nesting place for snakes. Because we found, or we didn't find, the guys ran across about a 14-inch long king cobra on Tuesday, I believe it was. You know, they know what to do with it. So they smashed his head. But, you know, Danielle, my 6-year-old boy, comes out here and he runs across one of those. You know, that's not going to be good. So I'm teaching him about, you know, what he needs to do if he comes across a snake. But there are king cobras around here. I talked to the guy that lives behind us, and he says he kills them all the time. Or he says he catches them. He sells them, I guess, for the venom. All right, here's my garden. Corn, and a row of tomatoes, and then spinach, which came in fantastic, and now it's all just petering out. I don't know if I didn't thin it quick enough. I always thought I was supposed to wait till it gets 3 inches before I thin it, but live and learn. And then next row is some kind of a Filipino, it's a kind of a sour, it's like a cucumber, but it's kind of bitter. And there's watermelon. And then I got about 4 or 5 of, I have no idea what they are because my labels came off. And then I got a row of an Asian lettuce, a row of eggplant, and then another row of, I have no idea what it is or what they are, about 10 plants that were just kind of left over. I thought all my plants had already came up, and then lo and behold, about a week later, we had more sprouting, so I don't know what they are. We'll find out. And then I got corn, which is just kind of a why not. I mean, you get 1 ear of corn per stalk, and if I got, maybe 20 plants, that's 20 ears of corn. I probably could have bought that for $5 instead of being out here doing all. But gardening's fun. And I got me some these plants here. They are a mosquito repellent plant. I put those over by the kubu over here. And then I got a rambutan. It's a red fruit. Looks like it's kind of like hairy. And you just pick it, pull it apart with your thumbnails, and it's got a real nice white, sweet fruit inside. So I plant that dude here. All these trees, they get big, but I'm going to cut them when they get about 6 feet tall, and I'm going to make bushes out of all of them. I got this one, I got avocado over here, I got mango here and over here. Excuse me, those are avocado also. Those two are avocado. And this is another fruit tree that's supposed to get big, but I'm just going to start chopping them when they get about 6 foot tall and make bushes out of them. They'll still produce. So our Kaboo, they've been working on this all week. I've showed you before all the wood was getting eaten up by termites. So it was coconut wood, and they didn't treat it. So now we have metal. So we won't have to worry about this roof getting eaten by termites anymore. The bamboo's all been treated, and we're going to treat it again once this project gets wrapped up. But yeah, we got insulation, and they're going to paint all this metal. They're going to paint it all brown. So that'll be nice. We won't have to worry about that anymore. And they're just piecing everything together, and that's when they were at when it was quitting time yesterday. They're going to be off for 3 days. Like I say, the election day is on Monday, and then Tuesday is also a holiday. And Danielle's out of school for the whole week. So there's a lot of holidays around this time of the year in the Philippines, leading up to Christmas. Okay, I know it's pretty bright here. We started tiling our countertop here and our sink. They're gonna paint the rest of the CR. They got the doors off. And then they started tiling inside. Just gonna go with the white tile. Put a light in here, and they're gonna put a light out here. So that was, besides the fence, that was another project they've been working on this week. If you hear the motorcycles, it's actually a pretty quiet place out here, but there's a lot of motorcycles. And in the Philippines, well, I shouldn't say just Philippines, I think it's cool too. But the louder your vehicle is, the cooler it is. So a lot of the motorcycles, I don't even think they have mufflers on them. They'll go blowing by here and rattle my teeth. But it's all good, they're having fun. Then they poured the ramp going up to the street. They built a wall out of hollow blocks, poured a footer, rebar, wall out of hollow blocks, and then they came back, bent the rebar over, and poured the concrete. Then they poured the step. We'll probably just keep all this, or try to grow some grass in here and just keep this grass. This here will all be more just rock. So one thing about this is Diana thinks it's still too steep. I don't know. I mean, it'd be nice if it came back another meter, but we'll wait. We can't drive on it for 2 weeks. We'll wait till we can drive on it and see how it is, see how close the car is to dragging. I don't know, if I ever get another hot rod, I might have to get an air ride so I can not drag coming home. But I got that done this week, and that was pretty much everything that the engineers crew got completed. And I just finally found some grass killer, and I sprayed all this today. It's supposed to take 24 hours, and supposed to kill everything for a year, so we'll see. It was very windy when I did it. I got a pretty good spray over everything. And I fertilized the garden yesterday. I ran out of my mixture about 3/4 the way done, so I'll get back out there after the sun gets off the plants, and I'll fertilize them later. And then they finished up the loft. So I have moved my stuff around yet again. I think I'm up to, good Lord, must be about 10 times now. And I've moved some stuff up there. Got the coolers over there with easy access, and I got the luggage. I can access these real easy from here. And then I bought a ladder, good sturdy ladder to get the rest of all this stuff up here. But I got to wait for Diana to get here so we can open up bags together, or boxes together, and I don't want to move a bunch of stuff up there and she decides she wants it down here, or she needs it, or wants to give it away or something, which I don't care. I just want to get it out of the garage. And then I also talked to the guy who did the loft. I'm going to have build me a workbench out of the same material, build me a workbench, and then I'll have 4 doors in it and a half shelf, so and be able to put have a hasp on the door so I can lock my tools up. And then just we'll go with just the same, that marine grade plywood on the top. That's some pretty heavy duty stuff. I get hold of ice and all that. So he's gonna give me a bid on that. And then in between these 2 poles coming out to this first piece of structure right here, I'm gonna have him build a cabinet with 2 big doors. Yeah, so I got a grass cutter, which back home we call a weed eater. I got shovels and stuff I need to get everything secured in here. Now the engineer was here yesterday, and he said that this pole here would not have been necessary if they would have used a different type of beam. But I don't care. I can live with the pole. I can get my truck in this side, I can get the car on that side. I just want to get all this stuff off the floor, and I want to get these darn toads out of here. If you can see all over the ground, that is toad urine, because one of them little boogers is still in here. I haven't moved all them boxes around, but they can squeeze into some pretty tight places. I got 3 out of here last week. So also I I don't know if you can see, it's very bright. We got cladding on the bottom of the doors here. So there's maybe a half inch underneath the door in the concrete now. So hopefully it'll keep all the darn toads out. And then there's lizards too, and they climb into boxes and poop, and I don't think there's nothing I can do about the lizards, because they can go through all kind little areas. So just probably going to be stuck with dealing with them until I figure out something. But yeah, it's been a good week. I got 3 solar proposals, and I'll put it on this wall here, an inverter, and I think I'm going to go with one 10 kilowatt battery, and it'll sit right here on this wall. 10 panels. It's a 8 kilowatt system. It'll be hooked up for net metering, so I can sell excess back to the electric company. It's not quite as like off-grid, self-contained as I thought it would be. I'm not gonna be able to run any air conditioners. I mean, air conditioner, if we store 10 kilowatts into the battery at nighttime and we kick on 2 of our air conditioners, we're burning approximately 2 kilowatts an hour. So we're going to run that battery down in about 5 hours, and that's not even including the refrigerator and some essential appliances that need to be on, lights outside. So yeah, I'm not gonna, it's just under 10K US, and if you start going to where you're totally self-contained, it gets more expensive quickly. So I'm going to go with this unit right now and make the best of it. My biggest goal is just to have consistent power. I mean, we can lose power 3 times one week. This week's been a good week. Now that I said that, I'll probably lose power for the next day and a half, but yeah, you just never know. I got my generator here, which works great, and I can run air conditioners with it. It's a 6.5 kVA. A little noisy, but I wouldn't want to run it for days, but it works in a pinch, and that'll be the backup to the solar. I also got the water pump that takes a pretty good chunk of electricity, and we got water heaters in all the showers, which they take a lot, plus the microwave. We got a washer dryer. So during the day we're good. We can get most of our stuff done during the day, and it's sunny out. It's not going to cost us anything. We'll make plenty of power. It's just that at night you got to take care of that 10 kilowatts, and actually really it's only 6 kilowatts available, because he says they like to stop the battery at 40% just in case there is a blackout. They call them brownouts here. In case you do lose power, you got that 40% you can run off of. But there's some things that don't make sense to me with it, but this guy that I think I'm going to go with, he's local here, and yeah, he's local. That's a big deal. The other 2 companies were from Manila. It's 3 hours away. I need somebody that's going to be able to assist me, and he's been very responsive since I started dealing with him. So we'll probably give him a call tomorrow and tell him to go ahead and plan on setting us up. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Tomorrow's election day in the Philippines, and the United States has told me to hunker down. Don't go around crowds. Which I don't care. Yeah, that's no problem. All right, well, take care. It's a warm day, but there's a very nice breeze blowing. Just kick back in the shade. That's not bad at all. So y'all have a good one. Talk to you later.